Day 16 of the escalating conflict in the Middle East, and the situation just took another dramatic turn. New reports indicate that missiles launched from Iran have struck targets linked to Israel again today. At the same time, officials in the United States are claiming that Iran's military capabilities have been significantly weakened. So what's really happening on the ground? Is Iran still capable of launching large-scale attacks, or are we witnessing the final stages of this confrontation? Tonight we break down Day 16 of the conflict, the military claims from both sides, and what could happen next. Before we dive into today's developments, let's briefly connect this update with our previous video. In the last episode, we examined how the conflict between Iran and Israel had reached a critical phase, with both sides increasing military pressure and global powers closely monitoring the situation. We discussed the rising tensions, the strategic calculations being made by governments, and the growing concern among analysts that the conflict could reshape regional security dynamics. Now, on Day 16, new developments are raising even more questions about the direction of this crisis. According to several international reports, missiles linked to Iranian forces were launched toward Israeli territory earlier today. Israel's defense systems were reportedly activated in response to the incoming threats. Missile defense networks, such as the well-known Iron Dome, are designed to intercept incoming projectiles and protect populated areas. While defense systems can reduce damage, they do not eliminate the strategic impact of such attacks. Each new launch sends a political and military signal, and that signal raises the first major question analysts are asking tonight. Officials in the United States have suggested that Iran's military capabilities have suffered major setbacks during the conflict. But if that is the case, how are missile launches still occurring? The answer lies in the structure of modern military systems. Many countries maintain distributed missile infrastructure. This means launch systems can be dispersed across multiple locations, making them harder to eliminate completely. Even if parts of a military network are damaged, other elements may remain operational. This is why conflicts involving missile systems often continue even after significant strikes on military infrastructure. The next question analysts are asking is about signaling. Why continue launching missiles during a moment when international pressure is increasing? In geopolitics, actions like missile launches can serve several purposes: demonstrating resilience, maintaining deterrence, signaling capability to domestic and international audiences. Iran's leadership, including Ali Khamenei, has historically emphasized strategic resistance during periods of tension. However, signaling strategies also carry risks. Every military action can trigger further escalation or diplomatic responses. Israel's leadership, including Benjamin Netanyahu, has repeatedly stated that the country will respond to threats against its territory. Israel's military doctrine focuses heavily on rapid response and deterrence. In practical terms, this means Israeli defense forces often combine defensive systems with targeted operations designed to prevent further attacks. At the same time, Israeli officials continue to coordinate with international partners on security and diplomatic efforts. This combination of defense, deterrence, and diplomacy has been a consistent feature of Israel's strategy in previous conflicts. Another key factor in the conflict is the role of the United States. Washington has maintained strong diplomatic and security ties with Israel for decades. U.S. officials have also emphasized the importance of preventing broader regional escalation. This balancing act, supporting allies while avoiding a wider regional conflict, is one of the most challenging aspects of international diplomacy. Because of this, the United States continues to monitor developments closely while coordinating with regional and global partners. One of the biggest concerns among analysts is whether the conflict could spread beyond its current scope. Regional tensions often involve multiple actors, alliances, and strategic interests. Countries throughout the Middle East are carefully watching developments. At the same time, global powers are encouraging diplomatic solutions that could reduce the risk of wider instability. History shows that conflicts sometimes escalate rapidly, but they can also shift toward negotiations when international pressure increases. Looking ahead, several developments could shape the next phase of this conflict. Further missile exchanges, diplomatic initiatives by global powers, economic or political pressure through sanctions or negotiations. Each of these factors could influence whether the situation escalates or begins to stabilize. For now, the situation remains fluid, and analysts continue to monitor developments hour by hour. Day 16 of this conflict shows just how complex modern geopolitics can be. Military claims, strategic messaging, and international diplomacy are all unfolding at the same time. Understanding these dynamics helps us move beyond headlines and examine the deeper forces shaping global events. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think this conflict is moving toward de-escalation through diplomacy, or could tensions continue rising in the coming days? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want clear, in-depth updates on global geopolitics and international conflicts, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next update.